on, man. Hey, man. Listen, I want to say this right here. It's free BG. She free out here, man.
It was backwards and now it's backwards.
Exactly, man. So it looks like Joe Biden and Mr. Putin finally came to an agreement. At first, it was going to be the Merchant of Death for BG, and then they was like, oh no, but we got this dude that's in here for 4 years. Also, they didn't do. I guess they didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. They thought, oh, they took him to jail because they said, oh, he's a spy, but he's like, he wasn't a spy anymore. He's an ex-marine.
Now I know how to get rid of my co-host.
What?
If he ever gets out of line, he's a spy. He's a Russian spy.
This is exactly why I don't have my
Come get
passport.
him.
Listen, this is exactly why I don't have my passport. I'm standing at my mama's house and getting off that couch. But back to what I was saying, like, so they finally let BG go. You know, it was a fair trade. You know, 1-for-1. They didn't do no like 2-for-2 or like 3-for-2 trade that everybody thought it was gonna do. It was an even 1-for-1 trade. So you know, it's kind of fair.
Some people are mad, and look how they embrace this man. Let me take us off screen for one jiffy and show this video. You can see Brittney and Victor. Look at them giving him a hug. They're like, "You about to get us so many weapons. We're about to kill so many Americans with these weapons."
Horrible.
Just
so,
kidding.
If you didn't know, so Mr. Putin was sentenced to 25 years in prison. The Merchant of Death was sentenced to 25 years in jail. He only did what, 14. He had at least 11 years left. Everybody's saying 7, but I found out he has 11 years left. Brittney G had 9 years. So I mean, it's a win. I mean, at the end of the day, if somebody sentenced me to 25 years and then I find out I'm getting free,
gonna let out the Merchant of Death. I don't think she could block his shot. I don't know if she can block the Merchant's of Death shot. Did you see that she cut her hair?
Oh
because,
yeah,
she was worried.
and she's in prison. That's what you do when you go to prison. To cut your hair. Even in America, when you all your friends, it's a difference between just jail and prison. People go to jail, they come back, their hair got their hair on. But you know, some people go to jail, they come out, they may have snitched. Some people go to prison, their hair getting cut off. You start from the bottom, you go to the top.
And some people come back and they always have their pockets inside out.
What you trying to say? Listen, I wasn't one of them. I kept my lunch money. They take my lunch money. It's mine. My mama said it was mine, and that's what she tied around my neck.
They took more than your lunch money, and never mind. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not trying to be.
But I mean, okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, do you think this is a fair trade?
No.
You think so? You think we
should have got the Marine back too? If we're giving back the Merchant of Death, that's at least a 2-for-1 trade. Someone said this was like trading LeBron for like Delonte West. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, that really don't make sense.
You got the Merchant of Death versus a girl basketball player. I mean, she's gonna go back to living her life. She's a civilian, but this dude, when he gets into business, he could actually cause things that might actually take lives. So
yeah,
I mean, and I don't know. I mean, it's like a double-edged sword because you're happy she's back, but you're not happy about the trade. It's
exactly. You don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, supposedly he had these amazing connects because when he was free, he
didn't you say they made a movie about it called Lord of War with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, look up Lord of War Nicolas Cage. That movie is amazing. It's
basically from like 2005 or something.
Yeah, it's basically about the Merchant of Death's whole life. Basically, he was an ex-marine. He was in the military forces in Russia. He left the military forces, and you already know when you got a job, you make friends, you make connections. So he made those connections, and when he left the Marines, he just used those connections to like give guns and weapons to everybody. And I guess the issue with America and him was he was playing both sides. Like he on their side, he on the enemy side.
You know what
he
happens
like
when
regular
you play
people.
Both sides, you get squashed. So that's why you always gotta pick a side.
And you end up on the street flopping like a flounder. R.I.P. Duck.
That's not what I was talking about. But yeah, rest in peace. But let's go ahead.
Is that rest in peace?
Huh?
Is that rest in peace?
We got to continue in this topic. We got President Biden talking about this, and it says working on Paul Whelan's release from Russia, but happy to have Brittney G home. She represents the best about America.
Play the video.
And then you want to play the video?
Yeah.
a two-time Olympic gold medalist for Team USA. She endured mistreatment in a show trial in Russia with characteristic grit and incredible dignity. She represents the best about America. It is across the board, everything about her. She wrote to me back in July. She didn't ask for special treatment, even though we've been working on a release from the day one. She requested a simple quote, "Please don't forget about me and the other American detainees. Please do all you can to bring us home." We never forgot about Brittney. We've not forgotten about Paul Whelan, who's been unjustly detained in Russia for years. This was not a choice of which American to bring home. We brought home Trevor Reed when we had a chance early this year. Sadly, for totally illegitimate reasons, Russia is treating Paul's case differently than Brittney's. And while we have not yet succeeded in securing...
So I think he's a spy.
See, man, I don't know what he capping. So, I mean, one thing I gotta say is I gotta give it to Joe Biden. Like, he finna win this next election by a landslide because he got Brittney Griner, who is number one, a celebrity, number two, a basketball player, LGBT, a black woman. That's 4 votes right there. 4 different groups of people that's gonna vote for this man.
So you're saying
he got my vote? Yes, he does.
He got your vote.
Because you know I support black women. When you support black women, this is what you do.
But what happens when they don't support you?
Listen, we don't worry. Listen, they always support us. They always support their black kings. Not the beta males like Derek Jackson, but we ain't talk about it. We'll talk about that later.
Or Matt Barnes. But yeah, and we had also Donald Trump making his comments here after the situation. It says, and Candace Owens aren't here for Biden trading a Russian arms dealer for Brittney G. Trading a top Russian arms dealer for a pot-smoking female basketball player is peak Western leftist philosophy. Trump on his Twitter or on his Truth social, I think it's on Truth. What kind of deal is it to swap Brittney G as a basketball player who openly hates our country for the man known as the Merchant of Death, who is one of the biggest arms dealers anywhere in the world and responsible for tens of thousands of deaths and horrific injuries? Why wasn't former Marine Paul Whelan included in this totally one-sided transaction? He would have been let out for the asking. What a stupid and unpatriotic embarrassment for the USA this is.
See, and I mean, I understand where he's coming from, but at the same time, like, Paul not bringing in, he ain't bringing in that bag. Like I told you, Brittney.
The NBA loses money every year. What bag are you talking about?
No. I'm telling you, like I just told you, 4 things. Brittney G gave you, BG gave you 4 things. The black women's vote, LGBT vote, the rich people vote. You know she gonna be an ESPN undisputed every day.
Hey, it's just like you. This is why we have you on the show, because you get us all those votes.
So you say you on this time because you're trying to check off a bubble?
No, because you check off all the bubbles. You said you get. You said you get the women vote. You get the LBGT vote.
I'm a hooper in basketball.
You get all the votes. Cause you a Joanna man.
Oh ball. Nah, but that was funny. Hey man, comment below. Did my co-host choose violence today? And
we're drinking. Shout out our official sponsor, now sponsor.
Twisted Teas. Hey man, every episode, 83 episodes straight, we've been sponsoring them, and they ain't give us a shout out yet.
Shout out Chachos.
They coming up.
They give us tacos and frozen margaritas.
But okay, also I want to say everybody else has been commenting down like, why BG family ain't speaking about it? Why is it only the mom, the girlfriend, and all that stuff? It's because they only wanted one person to speak. Because I mean, if you have different voices coming out, you know Russia's not playing with that. And on top of that, I want to say this: like, y'all know you're not finna set up for Paul. Paul finna sit right in jail. Cause you already know it's like every other thing happens. Like the only reason y'all talked about this is because BG was there. Now BG is free. It's gonna be like the whole Deion Sanders and the Jackson State thing. Jackson State going.
Well, yeah, Deion's a traitor, total traitor. Turned his back on his community. Said he's about the HBCU life, and then once he got his money, he was gone.
He was gone. And like they're gonna talk about HBCU colleges for like 1 or 2 years, and then that's gonna be it.
It's gonna be back to normal.
Joe Biden's gonna talk about this until the election happens, and then if he wins the election, he may continue to talk about it. But if he loses in the election, like Trump ain't finna talk about this. He gonna let it go. He gonna be like, this is Joe Biden's fault. I would have got Paul out. You know, matter of fact, I think I'm taking my vote from Joe Biden. I'm going Donald Trump this year. Donald Trump or Harambe.
Harambe got 50,000 votes last time. Watch out.
He might get 50,001 next time.
But what else? What else is on the docket?
I mean, but besides that, the number one album.
Oh, I heard this album. Sound like church.